Hey everyone, this is Lee. I decided to do something kind of new. I'm going to be doing some comparison videos. I'm not even going to worry about whether or not there's the same number of songs on an album or even if it's the same style of music. What I'm going to be going through is the idea of how does one album seem to compare to me with another? And this might sound kind of odd, but I really think that the album, the Osmonds album Crazy Horses, stands in comparison to Led Zeppelin 3. I don't mean stands in comparison. I mean it's a good album to compare with it for reasons why you might not think. And a lot of you might know the Led Zeppelin album very well, just like I do. Maybe you have never heard the Crazy Horses album, and maybe you run away whenever you see that album in your record bin. But I'm going to do a comparison because I want to be able to make some points. And the thing is, if I just um, talk about it, you won't be able to know what I'm talking about because you'll be like, why do you think that way? So I'm going to have song examples. I'm going to play a little bit of each song, and then I will give you my critique. So then that way, you at least know what I'm talking about by hearing stuff. So the Crazy Horses album has, I think, 12 songs, and Led Zeppelin's third album has only 10, but one of the Osmond songs is like just kind of a like quick little like ending, kind of like a 30-second or I don't know, but anyway, I'm still going to be able to try to work in all of the songs. I'm not going to eliminate anything because I don't think that's right. I think that like maybe if one of Led Zeppelin's songs is really long and a couple of the Osmond songs are short, I might do kind of a comparison between the one long song and the two short ones. Or I'll I'm winging it right now, but I'm just happy to try it. So let's just begin. All right. Led Zeppelin 3. The first song on the album is Immigrant Song. Let's hear how that sounds a little bit. All right. Now let's compare that with the first song off of the Osmonds album. The song is called Hold Her Tight. All right. I'm giving that one to the Osmonds because the Led Zeppelin one, to me, it's kind of a little bit too serious and draggy, like da 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 da. We come from the land of the ice and snow, and the Osmond's like dun 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 dun. Can you do you do? Hold her tight, hold her leg up. It's fun. I mean, even with all the horns and everything, it sounds like they really had a good time. And that's what I think is the right way to look at the song. So if you prefer immigrant song, that's your business. But I was really surprised at how good of a rock band the Osmonds were, especially on this tune. Now let's do Friends by Led Zeppelin. All right, now for the next song from the Crazy Horses album by the Osmonds. This is called Utah.
Well, I'm going back to Utah. Utah is a place where I want to be. Utah, you tell me about all the places that you wish you could see. Just give me my home, my girl, my friends, my family. Give me time to rest my mind, and we'll have a party. Come on and shout, oh yeah, come on, everybody. Come on, we're going home. Sing, shout, come on and shout, oh yeah, come on, everybody. Stop what you're doing now and sing, shout.
All right, I give that one to the Osmonds too. I'm sorry, the Led Zeppelin song is kind of like it's okay, but no, I find it to be still a little bit too serious. I find that it's kind of like someone looking for their friend in the very cold wind and they can't even hire a drummer in order to make the wind better. I mean, it's. Uh. But now let's listen to Celebration Day.
Face is cracked from smiling, all the fears that she's been hiding. And it seems that pretty soon everybody's gonna know. And the voices say we're shouting, shivering with us losing. And she runs up the days of feeling so
Now let's hear the third song from the Osmonds album. This is called Girl.
Girl, will you be the one in my life to give me love today? Hey, hey, hey. Girl, maybe you will be the one that I will beg to stay. Give me a day. Hey, hey, hey. Girl, I've been looking round and round to find a girl like you. There's only a few. Girl, I can spend a lot of time, make money just on you. Oh, what I do.
All right. I have to tell you this. I really, really dig this song, but I have to give it to Led Zeppelin this time. Celebration Day is one of the best songs on that album. It might actually be the only song that might win. I don't know. I can't determine, but all right. Since the next song, Since I've Been Loving You, is a long song, what I'm going to do is I am going to compare the next song and the one after that of the Osmonds to Since I've Been Loving You. So I'm going to compare the fourth song to Since I've Been Loving You, and I'm going to compare the fifth song to Since I've Been Loving You. Okay? But anyway, this is part of Since I've Been Loving You. All right. Now let's compare that to the Osmonds and What Could It Be?
What could it be? There's something I don't see. She does it to me all the time. What could it be? Whenever she is with me, she makes me feel the world is mine. Ooh, yeah. Maybe it's me. Is she really what I see?
All right, that goes to the Osmonds. The Led Zeppelin song kind of goes on a bit long, and it's kind of a bluesy song, but I'm not always a big fan of very slow blues songs. Blues aren't always my favorite music, especially when they seem to try too hard and they're just kind of going at it slow. But this song by the Osmonds, What Could It Be, is really one of the best of a McCartney type tune. He got McCartney formula down perfect, and I really admire that because I always wanted to write a song like McCartney. I think I might have written one that I thought was the equal of what McCartney could do, but this it's heartfelt. The chord changes, the way he sings, everything. It's really good. It's not the same type of music, but I prefer it. And now, since we already know already what the Led Zeppelin song is, I'll just compare the next song by the Osmonds with the Since I've Been Loving You. It's called We All Fall Down.
Listen to what I tell you. It really don't matter what you made, what your name is, what your game is, or what you mean to society. If your life is missing that someone who's really gonna care, makes it big, man, not so big, man. Everybody's the same everywhere. 'Cause we all fall down. We all fall down. We all fall down if we don't get our love.
Alright, I have to admit I do like the Led Zeppelin song a little better than this. I don't mind this song, this is okay, but it doesn't seem to have the same sort of sincere punch that some of the other best songs on this album have. So, yeah, Led Zeppelin wins that round. And now for the next song from Led Zeppelin called Out on the Tiles. Alright, now let's compare that with the next song from the Osmonds called And You Love Me.
Give your love to me so tenderly.
That's enough of that. The Led Zeppelin song wins that one. There's no doubt about it. Okay. However crazy you might think I am on some of the choices that I make, I'm not that crazy. Okay. Now the next song, I'm going to compare the next two Osmond songs to this next song because it's the closest thing to the other big song on here on Led Zeppelin 3. It's Gallows Pole. So I'm going to compare Gallows Pole to two of the Osmond songs, okay? Alright, here's the Zeppelin song.
Hangman, hangman, hold it a little while. I think I see my friends coming, riding many a mile. Friends, you get some silver, you get a little gold. What did you bring me, my dear friends? Keep me from the gallows pole. What did you bring me? Keep me from the gallows pole. I couldn't get no silver, I couldn't get no gold. You know that we're too damn far from the gallows pole.
Alright, well, since I'm not wanting to take a long time, even though it's going to be kind of a long video, that's why I'm not playing you the part where some of the instruments come in. But believe me, I know that other instruments come in. So I'm just giving you a sample of the song so that it's like a refresh in your memory in case you want to hear the song yourself. But at least it gives you a trigger, so then that way you're like, okay, I know what song he means. So let me compare the next song from the Osmonds album. This song is called Crazy Horses.
There's a message floating in the air, a control. Crazy horses riding everywhere. It's so morning, it's in every tongue to stop them crazy horses on the run. What a show, there they go, smoking up the sky, yeah. Crazy horses on that bodies under you and I. Crazy horses, crazy horses.
This is rather difficult because I really, really like Gallows Pole. It's one of the other great songs that I like on here. But I do have to say that if I'm going to just listen to a song just for fun, I'm going to go to Crazy Horses. I'm giving it to Crazy Horses because it's just a more fun song. And even though I do like the Led Zeppelin song a lot, it does kind of have moments that make me think it could have gone more to the point later, like it could have been shorter. Whereas Crazy Horses is just very, very directly there, if I can describe it that way. Now, the next song is going to be called Life is Hard Enough Without Goodbyes. We're going to compare that to Gallows Pole. it goes to that one. I'm sorry. Life is hard enough without goodbyes. Better than Gallows Pole. I'm sorry. The hook, everything about it. Sorry. All right, now for Tangerine from Led Zeppelin 3.
Measuring the summer's day, only find it slips away to gray. The hours they bring me pain. Tangerine, tangerine, living reflection from a dream. I was her love, she was my queen, and now 1,000 years between.
All right. Now for the next song by the Osmonds called Hey Mr. Taxi.
Hey, Mr. Taxi, please make it snappy. Got so many things to do, yeah. Mercy, crazy driver, how did I get stuck with you? Sure would be happy, slow down your taxi. If you got it, baby, you should, yeah.
It goes to Hey Mr. Taxi. I'm sorry. Tangerine sounds a like a piece of that candy wax that you used to get that you would chew on as a kid as opposed to eating a real tangerine. I'm sorry. It goes to the Osmonds. Now for That's the Way by Led Zeppelin.
I don't know how I'm gonna tell you I can't play with you no more. I don't know how I'm gonna do what Mama told me to. My friend, the boy next door.
Excuse me.
I can't believe.
All right. Sorry, there's no edit button so that I can edit out my coughs. But I'm not going to throw away this episode. We're just going to keep doing it. Anyway, the Osmonds. And now for their song, That's My Girl.
Take a little love, add a little laughter, find a pretty smile, that's my girl. Take a little
In this case, I don't really like either song, but at least That's My Girl by the Osmonds has a little bit more of a happier edge. I'm giving it to that one, even though I'm not giving it a big compliment. I'm just saying, in comparison, it's maybe 1 or 2% better than the Zeppelin song. But anyway, now for Braun Your R Stomp by Led Zeppelin. Alright, and now for the next song off of the Osmonds album. This is called Julie.
Julie, oh my Julie, what am I doing? I'm losing you. I don't know what to do. I've been slipping away. I'm losing my way with you. Oh, why could it be? You know it's just like me to say something wrong. Was I way too long? What did I do? Whoa, Julie, 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 what am I to do? Julie, 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 I'm in love with you.
Alright, I do like that song, but I do like the Braun Your R Stomp by Led Zeppelin a little more. I think it's one of the best songs off of the album. And, so sorry, if you think I'm always going to vote for the Osmonds. No, not necessarily. So, yeah. Now, the next song by Led Zeppelin, well, the next song by the Osmonds is a half a minute. So, I'll only play maybe 20 seconds of Hats Off to Roy Harper by Led Zeppelin and then about 20 seconds of the Osmonds, just to make it fair. Alright, now for the last song by the Osmonds called Big Finish. Well, that was about 15 seconds. I have to give it a hats off to Roy Harper. That last song was just kind of dumb. So, let's see which songs. Alright. of Led Zeppelin, I picked, let's see, how many out of the 10 of the Led Zeppelin did I pick? I picked one, I picked two, I picked four. So, four out of the Led Zeppelin songs I picked. How many from Crazy Horses? I picked one, two, three, it is, I can't even remember, but let's see. I picked, um, uh, I picked, all right, well, all right, let's see. I'd say I picked, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I think I picked about eight. So the Osmonds do win, but it wasn't like a big margin. Because let's say two of the songs could count for one of the Led Zeppelin songs, which means that for every one Led Zeppelin song, there were two Osmond songs that I liked. So let's say I liked four of the Led Zeppelin songs, and I liked six of the Osmonds. So I would say the Led Zeppelin one I liked 40%, and the Osmonds I liked 60%. So, roughly speaking. So, yeah, Osmonds won, but there were some songs off the Led Zeppelin album that I really liked. Anyway, this has been kind of a long episode, but hey, you know, thank you for watching. And if you have any suggestions for album comparisons, I I don't know if I'll do them, but hey, at least, you know, you can give me something to think about. Okay. Cheers everyone, and goodbye.